Team USA against Team Hungary. Towers of Doom, map number 1, ladies and gentlemen. So we're in the final group of the tournament, Group G, and it's gonna get spicy. Now, we obviously have already a heavy hitter in this group. Hungary already lost, and now that we're talking about it, I actually forgot who, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Sweden 2. Sweden 2-1 against Hungary. And the interesting thing for me was that Hungary actually played pretty well. And I didn't really know what to expect from them beforehand, so I looked at that series and was like, huh, this could be a really cool group actually, and we'll see how they're going to do here. Now, the thing is that Team USA was formerly the second seed from the USA, but as I already explained a couple of times, the first seed with Cure and a few others, they actually forfeited their position in the tournament. Apparently scrim results weren't really quite where they needed them to be. There might have been some internal problems as well. They tried to change players a few times, so be it what it may, like, it doesn't really matter. They decided that they would withdraw from the tournament, which is kind of unfortunate. I would have loved to see Cure and the former HGC boys play in the event here, but they dropped out, which means that now the second seed from USA is now the only Team USA. So they have to do their best to make it happen for the Americans. But, well, we get Falstad banned. Obviously, in total, we have 28 teams in the tournament representing 17 countries, 7 groups with 4 teams each, and the first place out of each group makes it straight into the second phase of the tournament. Now, that advances 7 teams, obviously. We're mathing it today. But we need 8 teams for the next, or we decided to run the next phase with 8 teams, which means one more team needs to make it through, and that's where we have the last chance qualifier coming in. If you place second within your group, you have a shot in the last chance qualifier to go for that last one. So, yeah, we'll see how that works out for them. But, yeah, off to the party. With our first bans kicking in right now. So, for the Hungarians, we get Sylvanas. She has actually been weirdly absent today, now that I think about it. So, yeah, Sylvanas hasn't really been played a ton today, which is kind of interesting. It's the first time that we're getting her. That being said, a lot of the games were fairly quick. I mean, we had some heavy hitters playing previously. But Sylvanas is the first pick for Towers of Doom. And for the US team, let's see what they're now going to grab for us. Now, a quick reminder, this is all being played out on Europe. So in case that you weren't aware of it, the entire tournament is played out on the European server. So that means that for the US team, they have to play cross-server, so they're playing with a ping disadvantage. Typically, for Americans, that's roughly 100 milliseconds, so it's definitely manageable. We had Team UAE, for example, just play in one of the previous series, and they actually use Europe as their main server. Each one of those guys had more than 10,000 games played, so it is definitely something that you can get used to, but it comes with a disadvantage. And obviously, you also live in a different time zone. Typically, that's not that big of a problem on the weekend, because it just means that they're playing their matches in the morning. But there are definitely a couple of disadvantages when you're playing in a cross-server tournament. Now, in the past, we had some events, for example, that were hosted on North America, and then for the European teams, it was essentially the same, but still putting it out there just to make sure that everybody is aware of it. Question pops up every now and then, but yeah, this is all played out on Europe. Offline events would be great. We had one a few years ago with the NationsCup, obviously, but those cost a lot of money, and Blizzard is just not supporting any of this, so it's just not doable. We get Jojo and we get Hanzo as our first picks here. Fast Grandmaster on the server. So a lot of the American players, especially on the upper level, are now playing most of their games on Europe in general. One of the issues that you have on some of the smaller regions, and I think at this point we can count the US or NA as one of the smaller regions here, is that you just don't have the same player base, so it can be a bit trickier to get games in the first place. Also highly dependent, of course, at what hours you play, and then the level of play might be an issue. So somebody like Cure is playing an enormous amount on Europe and others as well. So they are used to a lot of this. But just a bit as a side note, I mean, other regions, for example, it is basically impossible to find games. So by now, Vikings! Alright, let's go. I'm here for it. We get Oriel and then we get Vikings. I like it. Vikings and Towers of Doom. I already like these guys. This is already good stuff. We go for Vikings in game number 1 on towers, and let's see how the Hungarians are dealing with it. They got Maiev, they got Lucio, so they have a quick team that can try and respond to action on the map. Coming in with Kerrigan. Damn, they're getting aggressive here. Oof. Maiev, Kerrigan, and then Uther main tank. So they're going for the double support again. We've seen something similar from them already. So Kerrigan, Maiev, very aggressive. Uther main tank for an additional stun, and then Lucio to help them on the rotations. Maiev most likely going to take care of the top lane, at least initially. Could be Kerrigan, actually. And yeah, this is going to be a wild one. I like this. Game number 1, and we're already going for it. Good stuff. So, Team USA with the final pick, and we get Chromie. Ladies and gentlemen, that sets us up for our first map in the best of 3 series. We're going to Towers of Doom, so without further ado, USA against Team Hungary. The blue team, Team USA, with Xanthanarium on Chromie, Fuzz on Hanzo. We got Tesopako on Jojo, coming straight in with the Laws of Hope here. Nautilus on the Vikings, great pick. And we got Scaling on Oriel. Over on the right side of the map, we got Triceracop on Sylvanas. Rikosh with Maiev, Ekio on Lucio. Mark is playing Kerrigan. He's actually called Mark, I asked last time. And never forget on Uther. I would never forget about you. I would never do that to you. So, yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine, it's fine. But the Viking play. This is going to be the big one. What can they do with Vikings here? Vikings are always, if you have a good Viking player, you can annoy an opponent to no end. You need a strong foreman, of course, as well. And the foreman that they're actually running here right now is very damage heavy. So they got Oriel for heals, which is nice. So you are not mana dependent, which is great if you can continuously just get your hope up and get those heals through. It's all about the sustain. But it will put more pressure onto Johanna up at the front, which means that Laws of Hope, for her hopefully, is going to help alleviate a little bit of damage from careful here, from Oriel. So that's Hanzo, and that is first blood. Yeah, Hungary, as I said, I liked a lot what they did against Sweden. They lost the series, as I pointed out before, but what they did and the way they played it looked very strong. So I'm super curious to see if they can maintain that throughout the group. And we might have them as a serious contender for, at a minimum, second place, if not even first. We'll see if there's some upsets with Sweden. For now, 1 kill already. And this is a comp that they already played in some of the previous series, if I remember correctly. So they like to be hyper-aggressive with this Kerrigan and Maiev style, plus the double support behind it. Now, it's obviously always a bit of a question, if you have very specific drafts like that, how you're going to deal with the fact that you can't play it again, even with a variation, when you're going into the next game. Because we still have that draft restriction that every single hero can only be played once. So that's always a little bit of an issue that you have to deal with. In the meantime, top side, Nautilus is just holding the lane with the Vikings. Kerrigan is, of course, attempting to stack her baseline quest, trying to go full Ravage on us here. There's lots of damage that can come through with Kerrigan, and it can really make the difference. So we'll see how much they're going to get out of that. Uther with a Holy Shock on level 4. And, yeah, they're getting aggressive here. They have their double support at the bottom of the map, assisting mainly Maiev, as Sylvanas is moving to the top, hoping to take another camp. So they're trying to steal some of the pumpkins away. They already got both of the camps at the bottom of the map, and now they're aiming for number 3. Establishing a lead in experience over the blue team. And Team USA, gotta be careful with Jojo at the front. But for now, at least she's fine. And of course, they're relying on the Vikings, especially when it comes to altar control. Now that we have the triple starting, this is going to be a bit of a test for Nautilus to make sure that he interrupts, that he delays, and that he is locking in the altars on their own side. Still a couple of seconds to go for that, but yeah, Vikings need to be starting, need to get ready and get into position on all of this. Now down at the bottom of the map, we have the third altar. That's where the teams are going to focus on with most of what they have. Seems like Sylvanas is going to be interrupted here. Yeah, Eric pays with his life for it, but bought a bit of time for the team. And at the top left, the channel is through, 4 shots fired. And down at the bottom of the map, it's still a 4 versus 3, so a number advantage for the Americans. As Lucio starting to move away. Careful here, though. Pushed into the corner. lots of damage from my F again. I mean, she is running out of hit points and mana quickly, but still. Lots of damage, zoning the opponent out. Hanzo now stunned out. Sylvanas is coming in, and they're creating space for Lucio. He gets interrupted once more, but it looks very likely that Hungary walks away with another one. Can't quite make it happen, though. So far, we had interrupt after interrupt, and there's the next one. Blinding Light kicks in. So, kudos to the Americans, really making this a nuisance. And it seems like Hungary decided that they have to fight this out first, so they're trying. The Vikings, in the meantime, are controlling the top lane, and are also helping out at the bottom of the map a little bit, mostly with vision. But the red team has to tap the fountain and start to retake position, since now it is Team USA that is aiming for the altar channel. So, yeah, they're fighting for it. They're really going at it now with a quick channel and a tether happening against Jojo as she moves back out. Carrigan is sitting in the middle, by the way, working still the quest, now at 76 stacks on the baseline. And down here, the battle's still raging on, with Jojo trying to engage, is in trouble, and gets killed. There's the next kill for the Hungarians. They're trying to go in on Hanzo. Ooh, and he makes it. Wow. That was a close call. He could have been going down there. They aim for the channel, get the second altar for themselves, and that, of course, is now a 2-for-1 lead for Team Hungary. The red team, off to a good start. Now camps are back up. Red team, they are stealing them away time and time again. This is the 4th camp right now for the Hungarians, and I don't think that Team USA has gotten a single mercenary camp yet. So, lots of control. Lots of map presence for the red team. And even more pressure against Jojo. She's the only real frontliner. That's a bit of a problem. Oftentimes when you see Vikings being played, the team playing her will still go for a double frontline and have one damage dealer in the back. They decided to go for a more aggressive variation of this. But this also means that Johanna is very much alone trying to hold the line at the front. And even with Laws of Hope, this is going to make this a bit tricky. So there's a lot of pressure on Oriel to try and keep her safe. Now we have both of the teams on level 9.5. Vikings still pushing. Control is there. They hold the lanes and the experience. But with now 2 kills to their name, red team is doing okay. Carrigan in the middle wants the kill and is able to take Olaf down. There's level 10, and they could try and use it at the bottom of the map already. Which they basically do with Sylvanas instantly dropping the Wailing Arrow. But we didn't have the disc yet for my F, so they weren't able to do anything here. Uther could go for Divine Storm. Goes Divine Shield though. So it's trying to empower either my F or Carrigan, depending on the fights. And Carrigan is by now at 125 stacks. So already the first quest reward is in. Damage increase has happened. And now she's just working to get the final connect. But with a horizontal spawn on the altars, likely we're going to get an exchange between the two. Vikings could try and delay it a little bit. Carrigan. Oh, that's a very quick Aegis. I'm not quite sure what happened there. This looks like a bit of a misclick. Yeah, somebody brain farted a little bit or hit the wrong button. Fat fingers, I suppose. That's bad for the Americans. That's a big cooldown. And I don't think that Scaling was too happy about that. So now we have the attack against Uther. They're forcing them back here. They got their own altar already, so that's a win. But now they go for... Oh, the back line! What about Carrigan? Can they take her down? Mark is in trouble. Mark is gone, but so is Hanzo. Kill for a kill with... Oh, Sylvanas. Hyper-aggressive, jumping into the back as Johanna gets murdered by my F. 4 kills to 1 now for Team Hungary. And the USA is starting to fall behind a bit. Not too much on the objective yet. 28 points on the core against 32. But, well, we still have more and more presence on the map for Team Hungary. On the other hand, when you're looking at the experience gain for just a moment, we have a big lead for the blue team on minion experience. And this is, of course, mainly because of the Viking control that we have on the map. Problem is that the hero experience and also the mercenary experience are very much so in favor of the red team. This is what gives them that small lead in XP for now. But when it comes to lane control, the blue team is looking much, much better. So they're doing pretty okay there. Now, we'll see how far this goes, but the trend in kills is something that definitely worries me a bit for the blue team. They need to turn that around eventually. There's the disc! Oh, and the Aegis. Disc, Aegis, and Carrigan combo all at once. A bit of problems with the communication here from all sides, but they are focusing on Jojo a moment later and take Johanna down. So that's kill number 6. And it just showcases again the aggression that we're seeing from the Hungarians, with them continuously using Karrigan and Maiev to really, really push these fights. So the lead in experience, still not a big one, despite all of the kills that we're getting here. And this comes mainly as a result of the Vikings doing whatever they can to keep the blue team in range. With level 13, we're getting Chrysalis now. There's another altar down at the bottom of the map, and this time we're talking about a double altar. So they have to try and control both, as the Vikings are sneaking towards the middle. Lucio is forced to interrupt. As Pumpkin still pushing through. 13 talents on both sides. With obviously Sylvanas also working her baseline stacks. There's a lot of scaling happening into the late game from the team. Karrigan now coming in, trying to take Eric out in the middle and drops him, which means that they have access to the altar, could go for the channel. At the bottom of the map, the disc against Johanna. They have a kill opportunity here, and they're trying to go for it. Hanzo with a short distance arrow as Lucio comes in. Jojo gets the heal, but still a bit low, has the shield out too. Karrigan not present, and Uther falls. Uther main tank eliminated, and Karrigan is still fighting it out with the Vikings. And could try to go for the channel, but focus on the team fight first. Oh, and they go for the next kill. This time it's Johanna that gets eliminated. Jojo is gone, and they drop Hanzo. Lucio gets eliminated too, but this means that a double channel on the altars for the red team is quite likely. They get the shots fired at the bottom of the map. Karrigan now focusing on the middle. We got 3 Vikings pushing at the top, using the minion wave with the Inspire buff to get damage in here and attempt the bell tower conversion. But it's still 8 shots fired against Team USA, dropping them now down to 20 points on the core. Yeah, that last fight with 8 kills to 3, not good enough. Chromie hasn't died, Oriel hasn't died yet. Vikings getting attacked again here. 26,000 damage that we have. Ooh, Ravage quest also completed. Oh. Yeah, that's tons of damage from Karrigan now. So the Vikings get all eliminated here. Big damage from Hanzo, but again, they are not following it up with kill, so that's a problem. Karrigan by now with an additional 200 damage, which is of course massive. Jojo has only 12 stacks on Laws of Hope so far, so that's definitely not enough to make things easier for Oriel here. But Karrigan is now pushing the top, and Mark might have overstayed a bit. Hanzo's coming in, and he's not the only one. There's the attack, the combo, and the blessed shield saves Hanzo. The arrow, the chrysalis. Wow, that was wild. Hanzo surviving, Karrigan is making it out, I guess. But damn, Karrigan is still at it. Trying to go in on the minions, but should probably move out of this. Whew, that was quite the fight there at the top. And Hanzo, he was about to die. Like, honestly, if not for Jojo, that would have been an easy kill for Karrigan. So yeah, big one right there. Level 16 talents are now available. We got a single altar at the bottom of the map as the teams are aiming for the next 4 shots. Nobody has gone for a bell tower conversion yet, but both teams with level 16 talents. But there is pressure on Team USA. They're falling farther and farther back and have to take position close to their own bell tower, as the Vikings are again getting attacked. Lucio, they're trying to create space for him. Interrupt from Hanzo. The tether, on the other hand, puts him in trouble. And this should be a kill. They go for Oriel, they go for Chromie, they get the double, looking for the triple. Vikings are moving in through the mid, but it's very unlikely that they're going to be able to do anything about that altar channel. And if anything, then Team USA might even lose the bell tower here. Especially now that Karrigan is just mercilessly pushing for Jojo and taking her down once more. So all this aggression that we're getting is really working for them. Rigosh on Maiev has timed it with the bell tower, so that's going to be 5 shots. No, he missed it! Oh, he screwed it up. It's 4 shots fired only. Half a second. He started the channel too early, and this could have been another shot. It's not likely going to matter, but it could. Ooh, nice attack here. Mark. No way! No way! Karrigan dies, but she trades 1-for-1 against Hanzo. Damn, this is so annoying for the blue team. Losing the Vikings here too, but boy, can you imagine? They're going to be absolutely livid here. Oh, yeah, they're not going to be happy about that at all. Great play by Karrigan though. Nicely done. walks into the trap, and then is able to still get the kill. So now they're working on the camp, trying to get the pumpkins again, but also they should probably try and hold that bell tower at the bottom of the map. So far the map control clearly in favor of the Hungarians. Yeah, another attempt here to go for a quick control against Jojo. Iron Skin saves her. Problem is also the gap in experience has really widened now. We are looking at 1.5 levels roughly, which means level 20 is in the cards for them. A couple of pumpkins that need to be eliminated. That offers opportunity. Wait, what? Alright, blessed shield against the pumpkins. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that was supposed to accomplish, if they expected a bounce to the heroes, but they were so far away, I don't see that having an impact. Now, Jojo gets taken down. So, with her gone, I mean, they got the pumpkins at least, so that's the good news. But Jojo is gone, and now we have a triple altar phase. They're taking Oriel down too. They should probably fall back to those altars, because we have Vikings everywhere, and they're trying quick channels. Seems like Nautilus is going to get the one at the top right. Kerrigan is, on the other hand, going for the next bell tower. And she's going to get this one. Vikings were able to channel one. 3 shots fired. Now we got level 20. Hanzo gets murdered. And at the top, the bell tower falls. So now they can go for the channel. And this is likely going to remove 12 points of Team USA. Now Chromie is at a minimum able to take down Sylvanas, which is nice. But now she's in trouble. Vikings are attempting to help out. Lucio says hi, and they're all going for Chromie. And even with the timeout here, she's not going to make it. She's way too low. Vikings are all taken apart. Chromie dies. 19 kills to 5 at this point. And with some push into the middle, they could go for the full barrage here and try and end the game. The core is already down to 4 points, so I guess a play on the boss is going to finish the game. Great play by the Hungarians, and the Viking composition for Team USA, keeping them initially in a good spot, but now it's just not enough anymore. Game number 1 goes to Team Hungary. They are able to take the victory, the first victory in this best of 3 series, as they're deciding the first map in their favor. Nicely done, GG, and well played. I hope all of you guys enjoy the Nations Cup. We have an awesome event going on right now with a lot of amazing games. Honestly, I can't imagine how many teams we had sign up for this one, so it's really, truly been a blast. But please keep in mind that all of these events are only possible because we have private supporters, we have support on Patreon, and of course also campaigns that we run on the channel. And right now you can support the channel for free. So if you don't have the money to spare to support the channel on Patreon, for example, or become a subscriber on Twitch, this is a perfect opportunity to still help us save Heroes Esports and to help the channel out. All that you gotta do is download Opera GX. You can find the link down in the description of the video, and then use the browser to watch a couple of YouTube videos, maybe this one here, or for example watch a live stream and play around with it a bit. The browser has an integrated VPN, which is quite helpful, of course. It has a lot of themes and customization options and other features that are targeting gamers directly. So just give it a shot, play around with it a little bit, and that's all that you gotta do to support the channel here. It's absolutely free, costs you a couple of minutes of your time, and I would really appreciate if you would do that to support us here. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the show. Battlefield of Eternity, second map in the series. So Team Hungary is ahead right now. They made me a little bit... I mean, they were a little bit mean to me in the lobby, because they were just starting to talk about food and about some delicacies from Hungary, and I was just like sitting there, I'm like, ugh, I want food, gimme! And then the American team started lying to me, so I don't know what's going on today, but this series is just taking it out of me. I'm now sitting here, I'm starving, I want a burger or a pizza, and like all the trust that I had, like, you know, all the good faith in the Americans, and they just like squander it. I asked them if they changed a player or an account, because Fuzz is now not playing and it's Randy Newman instead. And sometimes you have a player that just switches his account out, so I was just like, okay, what is it? And then Nautilus comes in and is like, no, we didn't switch any players. And I'm like, alright, so fair enough, different account or something. And then the captain goes, oh yeah, we have a different player playing for us. Confusing the hell out of me, and then apparently Nautilus at some point admitted that he was wrong there. But yeah, confusing the caster, big problems there. So teams are getting a little bit... they're out there right now. And again, the Hungarians talking about food, never a good thing. Ugh. God, I want a burger now. Battlefield of Eternity, guys. So, map number 2. Hungarian team, they are looking really solid in the group now. the series isn't over, and they already played some of the heroes that they... This is a strategy they used before. Double assassin at the front, double support behind it, being aggressive the entire time, trying to force mistakes from the opponent and exploit them. And it worked well for them, but now they can't play the same heroes anymore, not even a variation of it, including only some of them, because every hero that gets played can only be played once. So, let's see what the game plan is for Battlefield of Eternity. Map choice, by the way, made by the red team, because Team USA decided they want to have first pick, first ban. Solid first choice for Battlefield of Eternity, as usual, going for Li Ming here. Hanzo was already played. Vala is banned out. They could have tried to go for Vala instead, decided not to. And, well, Team Hungary. I think it was actually on this map that they played a very aggressive melee combo the last time. So, not sure what kind of strategy they're now going for right now. But yeah, in this case, we have Anduin and Nubarak. So, the two of them get locked in quickly. And over on the left side, how is this going to be played out by Team USA? With Li Ming, they have good poke against the Immortal, need to protect her a little bit. There's always the chance that they're going into some kind of combo with Glass Cannon, of course, as well. But we get Rhaegar and Muradin to actually start things off here. So you get your Stormbolt. I mean, if they have a little bit more stun from their side laner, if they go for someone, I don't know, Imperious, for example, or whoever else it might be, and then just get that CC train going, they can lock down Li Ming quickly and get the hit there. Whereas over on the right side of the map, you still get a ban on Greymane. That's actually another good one. If you have Greymane and he just starts poking, we had this in the past with Genji, where you play Genji and Li Ming and you poke the targets down a little bit and Li Ming comes through, gets the kills, gets the resets, and just starts to work through it. So Genji would still be a choice that they could also go for. Doesn't have quite the same bang against the Immortal, but you're looking more at a teamfight victory. Whereas Greymane, for example, who just got banned, delivers more damage against the Immortals in general. So that's a win for them. And yeah, we now got the Birdie banned out. Played on Battlefield of Eternity a lot more often than you might think, but Genji gets actually taken away, and the good thing for the red team, for the Hungarians, is that they now have a light bomb engage. So they got Anduin plus Genji that they can engage with. They have Nubarak and Blaze that they can both use as stun tools, so great for them. Whereas over on the left team side, Nautilus and Randy Newman, our final two picks here. And again, our new player. This, by the way, is totally legit. Most of the teams have a sub-player in their lineup as well that they can swap in, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Not quite sure as to what reason. Oh, and we get Rexa. Okay, so Tiger's Li Ming for them with the front line of Misha and Muradin. And final pick, bit more damage needed for the Hungarians, and they go for Cassia. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're good and ready to go for Hungary against the USA. Map number 2. Currently, the Hungarians are in the lead. Victory here would give them a solid spot in the group. But again, we're very early in Group G. Lots of games that still have to be played here. So, let's see who takes it. Map number 2, Battlefield of Eternity. So, the USA, they got to win 2 in a row if they want to decide this best of 3 in their favor. Now, first step would be a victory in Battlefield of Eternity. We got Tesopako on Muradin, Nautilus with Rexa, Xanthanarium with Li Ming, Scaling on Rhaegar, and new kid on the block, Randy Newman with Tigers. Over on the right side, the Hungarians currently in the lead with Never Forget on Anduin. We got Triceracop on Genji, Rikosh on Blaze, Ekyo on Cassia, and Mark playing Nubarak. So, that mount. Randy, that is not the way that you start off into a series like this. I mean, you're the new guy, you know, you gotta make a good impression, and that is not how those start. Rexa against Blaze at the top lane. Down at the bottom of the map, we got Anduin now with a light well. And Tigers with an auto attack build. Okay, I gotta say, I didn't see that one coming. I really thought we were gonna get a typical grenade build from him. Tigers is often, honestly for me, Tigers is still a bit of a weird pick on Battlefield of Eternity and not something that we usually see here. We have also a little bit of a swapperoo going on when it comes to roles. Mark, for example, now playing the main tank role over here. so has actually gone away from the assassin side. They played Uther main tank on the last game, so it's always a bit of a different one. So now instead, Anubarak diving! Nice coordination! They didn't get the kill, but you can really see that all of them were on the same page here. Call was made to go for Tychus, and they tried it, so nice attack. But Rega with the heals, and they were shutting that down. Oh, and now for Muradin, and there's the stuns, and Muradin is dead! Look at that coordination. Team Hungary, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming in swinging here. I like it. Lots of aggression and really good coordination and communication from the team. So this is exactly what we need here. Now, all the way up at the top, we still have our solo lane, obviously. Raxa going up against Blaze. Not really too much happening here. Could see one of the heroes split topside to make it a 2-on-1 and try and take the mercenary camp now that the red team has claimed the one at the bottom of the map. And that's exactly what we're getting. It's Genji that is moving towards the top. Blaze is already starting to take it, but again, with nobody being used from Team USA to help out Rexa, this is going to be another camp for the red team. So they're going to take this one for sure. Now, with that said and done, we got still Nordemos doing a bit of work here, sending Rexa in, just saying hello, trying to delay this, but obviously can't do anything about it. Might be able to slow it down slightly to give the rest of the team at the bottom of the map a chance to use their numbers advantage. But that also didn't really go anywhere. So, level 4 talents now coming through as we're getting the first objective announced. Both of the teams making moves for their camp. And we get in the rhythm. Alright. So Tychus really focusing heavily on the auto attacks here. And the question that we'll still have to answer is, of course, how is he going to get his stacks in? It's always great when you have, for example, Garrosh. He flips the target into the back line. The target needs to try and get out, and you have lots of time to get your stacks together. If you can now use maybe Misha and Muradin to try and get stuns chained, and Rexa gets the first few miniguns through, then he can do a lot. But using it, for example, against someone like Genji isn't really doing a ton for you, because he normally has the mobility to very quickly get out of your way, and it won't be doing anything for you. Anyways, now that both of the teams are focusing on the Immortal, we get some damage in here, and so far it is actually the red team that has a slight advantage over the opponent at the halftime show. In comes the attack on Anubarak again. Good damage also from Tychus. 6 stacks. Nothing insane, but he's getting there. And again, we only had a single kill so far in the early game. So now the poke continues. Cassia hasn't gone for stacks. Oh! Stun into the Immortal stun! Genji jumped straight into this one! And that's a kill. And they're gonna get more, but this time it is the red team that locks them down. Tychus is the first one to fall. Shortly afterwards, Rexa gets eliminated. And not quite sure who's going to win this one, but it's gonna get clutch here. Over on the left side, the blue team has been busy the entire time, but the red team takes it! 128 hit points on that shield. Damn. Okay, so Team Hungary, they're getting the kills and they're getting the Immortal. Pressure through the bottom of the map. Defense shouldn't be too tricky for the Americans, though. Team USA should be able to make this work, because, again, the shield is essentially non-existent. And the Immortal is instantly in melee mode, so you will get the wall, but it's highly questionable whether or not you're going to get more than that. So off we go. Muradin being forced back here for just a second. But damn, that was clutch. There's the early level 7 talent, and Team Hungary had at least for a few moments an advantage there. Calamity now for Liming, 23 stacks for Tychus. So yeah, he's going to get some extra minigun duration. Is on level 7, working with a Relentless Soldier. And Muradin comes through with a heavy impact on his side. Still the attack at the bottom of the map, and they're focusing again on Tychus, trying to get a kill here. Triceracop was attempting to go deep, couldn't quite. Once they have level 7, those light bomb engages, they could hurt. So yeah, light bomb engages will be pretty big on this one. But by now we have 3 kills to 1. And, well, Mark over here again retreating. Tapping on the fountain when they can. In this case, he still has tons and tons of mana left, so not really a problem. But the game has slowed down a little bit. After the first Immortal fight, they're still trying to get some poke out and hope to follow up on it. But we have re-established the top one-on-one lane, and now it's all about the mercenary camps once again. The leading experience isn't really all that crazy for the red team. But especially for the blue team, they gotta be, of course, super careful. They're one map down already, so if you make some silly mistakes here, then you could very quickly be fully punished for it. And a match win in the group would be a big step. For Team USA, this is their first match. For Team Hungary, they already played against the second seed from Sweden and lost that series. So if they lose here, then that would be a disaster for their prospects of getting out of the group. But yeah, for Team USA, it's still their first match, so they could deal with a loss, but obviously they want to start with a W here to threaten the Swedes, the Swedish team. Immortal is back up. More of a defense one. Oh, and they go for Rexa again, and they get the kill. So top side, Rexa is gone, and look at that lead in experience now. This is a big problem for Team USA. This is going to be very, very nasty. If level 10 kicks in while they're trying to push for... Oh my god, no. If they're losing more heroes now, then it's going to be even worse. Muradin gets attacked, gets slowed, and gets killed. Rexa is about to come back, and then Muradin gets eliminated. That's extra experience in the hands of the Hungarians. Their halftime show victory, though, goes to the blue team, who took advantage of that chase. But here come Heroics. Rhaegar, do they have enough? Here comes the light bomb. X-Strike. They want the doggy. They get the doggy. Stagger deaths against the blue team. Muradin is back. Rhaegar is gone. But it's still a bit of a question mark who's going to be able to take the Immortal because of all the damage that has been dealt by Team USA earlier. So now they're trying to go for that fight. But I gotta say, the Hungarians are able, with their entire power, to set this up. There's the kill against Anduin, though. Anduin is gone. And it is a bit of a race, but the second objective also goes to the red team. But a good kill here, at least, for the blue team. So they were able to take Anduin apart. Makes this push also a bit less aggressive, both on level 10 now, with Tychus going drill. Sitting on 33 stacks in the rhythm on level 4 now. And Muradin with 29 Stormbolts. So at 40 he got his Pierce. Mythic reward is highly unlikely, especially given the map. And given this, the fact that this is a competitive environment, so even harder to complete it than in some random solo queue game. But with Anduin now back to business and appearing at the top, they're still hoping to do more damage, but they're barely able to take that wall out. So the wall's gone, but all of the forts are standing, and Rexa is now retreating too. It's an interesting game, because we are seeing a lot of good moves made by the Hungarians. Here's another one. But the problem is still that they're not capitalizing on it too heavily yet. They're trying to get damage into the bottom fort now, and they can actually do some. But we are once again have the flank coming in from the blue team as they're trying to defend here. And this is a bit of a theme in general, that we have mostly a defensive posture from the blue team. Always trying to fight back here, though. But with 7 kills to 2, the Hungarian team is just stronger in team fights so far. That doesn't win you the game, though. So as long as the US is holding on to all their structures, they're going to be in a decent spot here. It's all about the late game, and if you can then flip the whole thing on them and start winning fights, then it's a different story. And on the objective, for example, Team USA has been doing well every time. They weren't able to win them, but they went for a very quick halftime victory on the second one. And the first one they barely missed out on. I mean, it was 128 hit points on the shield, so essentially nothing. Gap in experience still there. Rexa is getting murdered. This is the 4th time now. I think it's the 3rd time that Rexa falls, and then the Misha kills, of course, on top of that. So, yeah, that's problematic. And level 13 soon. They're trying to capitalize maybe even on the numbers advantage. Are they going for this? Well, they check it out, have a look, but Blaze and Genji are both at the top. And this is actually a bit weird. Because now, the Hungarian team hasn't taken their own camp, and they gotta deal with the camp of the Americans. So, that's actually a bit of a problem. On the macro level, at least, that's a win for the blue team. So, Blaze is getting out. Damage is being done. They are looking for team fights. They have a level 13 advantage. They could definitely battle this out. But that bot lane pressure, that's an issue. Here comes the play against Misha. Muradin also gone. So once more, the Hungarian team looking for aggressive fights, and they're getting kills. They have a talent advantage. They were trying to force the fight around it, and it worked for them. But this is the problem right there. They didn't take their own camp. The opponent still has the pressure play. So now somebody needs to deal with it, and it's going to be Cassia. She's coming in, but that's damage on the fort. And when it comes to the Immortal race, granted, we have the Hungarian team starting to take the lead. But there's still that play at the top where Nubarak is attempting to slow them down, keep them away from the Immortal as best as he can. Muradin is back now though, but the halftime show goes to the red team. So this time they're taking a lead on it. If they can work in a bigger shield, that would of course help a lot. Defensive positions for both of them. Tiger's at 48 stacks, nothing crazy, but again, he's increasing the minigun duration for some added damage here. And they're still trying to go for their camp. They might be a bit late to their party, so this comes at a cost. Their own Immortal is taking damage while they're going for the camp. They still have that one level advantage that they're trying to maintain. But now it's all about that fight. Drill is out, gets quickly attacked, and destroyed. And Nubarak saved by Anduin. This could have been a problem for him. But they're re-engaging into the battle. Light bomb! Big one, big hit, and Rexa is gone. Rexa the first one to fall. Tychus falls a second later, and they're not happy with 2 kills. They're looking for the triple, and Muradin, he's not gonna make it. Genji is gonna hunt him down eventually, just waiting for the cooldown to come back. Doesn't even need it. They take down Rhaegar over on the left side too. That's 13 kills against 2. A 2-level advantage. Team Hungary is taking a big lead in game number 2 of the best of 3 series. They go for the Immortal. And Nubarak is already down at the bottom of the map, dishing out damage and trying to go for the fort, whereas Li Ming is attempting to destroy the camp at the top side. There's so much aggression all over the place now against the Team USA, and they are suffering. They're suffering way too much here. Huge problem for the blue team. All of the forts are gone. The Immortal is not even on the lane. And to make matters worse, the lead in experience by the Hungarian team is now extended, though so far that they are hitting level 16 any second, so they have a talent advantage coming in with the Immortal at the top lane too. Huge problem for Team USA. Massive problem in the series now. So here comes the attack. 16 is in, gets quickly picked. The push for the top side keep. We're getting martial law, and we get epic enter, as the Nubarak is trying to epically enter the opponent's backline, aiming for heroes like Li Ming, for example, or Tychus. The wall destroyed, shield still intact on the Immortal, and they might be able to get that keep. Drill is again back out. They're trying to burn the Immortal down as quickly as they can, but the heroes are already suffering a little bit. They are able to turn the Immortal to dust very quickly though. Drill has not been eliminated yet, finally goes down. They're jumping on Muradin again, and Muradin is low, gets the Ancestral. Beautiful timing here. Cocoon against Tychus, but it doesn't look good on that keep. This keep is going to get destroyed 100%. This one's gone. Structurally, the red team is in such a massive lead, it's insane. And now they're going for more. They're going for a kill on Muradin. They're getting the jet propulsion connect on Rexa. He's slowed. He can't escape. And he gets murdered as well. 15 kills to 2 in favor of Team Hungary. Could steal the camp away here, by the way. Which for some reason they don't. Please don't ask me why, because they definitely have a shot at it. Talent advantage, numbers advantage. There was actually no reason to not do it. So now Nubarak is slowly going over, but Muradin will be back, and so will Rexa. So instead they're just going for the 2 camps at the top and the bottom of the map. Could have definitely done a bit more with this. Still, massively ahead here. So they have such a huge lead. We'll see how that works out. Li Ming is the top damage for the blue team with 29,000. Tychus comes in second on 26. And then you look to Cassia, Genji, Blaze, and all of them are way ahead of this. So now with the talent advantage, they're still going for the camp. The blue team not willing to fight. They're waiting for the next objective. And they might actually be able to get level 16 for the next Immortal fight. That bottom lane is, on the other hand, already getting softened up. So 1 tower down, gate down. And they're getting some damage in on the second tower as well. Rexa is at the top and he's in vision. Oh no, Muradin! 6 deaths on both of the frontliners, Muradin and Rexa. And with Muradin going down, that means even when they get their level 16 talent, they should probably not take a team fight. So it gives another halftime show victory over to Team Hungary. They are jumping in super quickly and lock this in with no problems at all. Now it's just a question of whether or not they can go for the entire thing. First they want to go for the camp, take this quickly out too, and then again they can just jump over and take the rest of the damage. The blue team trying to mitigate the problem a little bit by taking down as many of the hit points as they can, trying to limit that shield, but it's still going to be at roughly 50%. So this is going to be a push for that second keep at the bottom of the map. I mean, at a minimum, the good news is it's not going to be a talent advantage for Team Hungary, but they are looking for kills. They want to go for Muradin, and they jump on him with everything they got. Muradin is trying to get out, jumps into the rest of the team. Light Bomb shut down by the quick Storm Bolt, but obviously he had to also use his ult, so there was a lot used in that last fight. Muradin without Avatar from here on out. Light Bomb is out, and so is the Ball of Lightning, but they are pushing aggressively, and I do not see a world in which Team USA is able to save that keep. The question is more so, can they save the core? Because there's the next kill, and Muradin is gone again. Muradin is gone. That's the keep at the bot lane, destroyed. Big damage coming in from Cassia in particular. The end of Tychus, and likely the end of this series. Seems like the US is going to start with a loss into Group G. Team Hungary, after their loss to Sweden, to the second seed from Sweden, they are locking in a 2-0 victory in their second series. And they're still having a pretty good shot in that group. I really like what we're seeing here from them. But, yep, they decide Battlefield of Eternity in their favor. 19 kills to 2. It's a 2-0. GG, Team Hungary with the victory. GG and well.